Hello, we are 3 weeks into Collage of Health, 30 days of yoga. And as I mentioned yesterday, I'm doing a prolonged fast. And I just wanted to mention it over the next couple of days just to give you an idea of different types of fasts that are out there. This one is medically approved by a researcher named Walter Longo. And here's the prolonged bottle. I have some hibiscus tea in here and some glycerin water. I've eaten all my food for the day, but it was a little less than yesterday's food. So I don't get anything for promoting prolong. I just think it's a pretty sound way to fast over a 5-day period if you want to kind of clean out your system and get your cells maximized by what's called autophagy, where the old cells are just kind of purged through the process of stress in the body that optimizes cell health, cellular health within the body by releasing that which is old and not working as well. So anyway, that's that, and we've got our Herb Crafter deck, so we'll pick our card for the night. So let's see what we got. This card jumped out. It's the High Priestess. And it's one of my favorite herbs, mugwort. So mugwort is used in acupuncture to help move chi throughout the body when I think people get smoked, so to speak. And I think we've had mugwort before. I'm not sure. We've had it over the last 21 days. But it helps with our dreams, something that you can put under your pillow and help you with your dream time. I love it in a tea. I think it was one of the earlier days that we got this card. So I won't read it all to you, but I'll just kind of read the highlights so that we can kind of take her in. See. Foul the fragrance of mystery, awaken ancient memory, divine messages in dreams and vision. An unfinished mugwort dream pillow of stars and moons lies on a blue silk cloth. The thread still attached to the needle loops around curl leaves. A small scroll tied with satin ribbon is tucked inside. 3 rose hips, split open, revealed their seeds near vials of copal and storax resin. A moon phase pendant is draped across the table. The mystery summons the awakened one. Answer the call. Known for its aromatic leaves, mugwort enhances dreams and strengthens intuition. Just as the bitter taste of the tea is hard to swallow, what is revealed may be unpleasant. Healing is sure to come once your visions are acknowledged. The silver leaves of mugwort easily hide the plant from all but the best forgers. This is the secret between you and the dream time. You need not share. And then it just shows different ways that you can use it, one of which is through lucid dreaming. So let's come into our seat. Let's come into our practice. And let's just take ourselves side to side, just kind of stretching the hips out. And then just add the arms. Swing back and forth one way and then the other. Finding your flow. Good, and then just maybe sweep your arms around, just bringing them one way and then the other. And then place your left hand on your right thigh, come into a twist. And coming to the other side. And back into center, taking our chin to our chest. Bringing the head up, angling to the right. And then over to the left. Bringing the right arm across. And then the left. Pat yourself in the back. Come into a little arm stretch. And then the other side. And sitting back slightly. Let's just take our legs out and just kind of rock our legs a little bit, stretch them out. A little slap, one side and then the other. Just reach your arms long. Start to come into a little fold. Hinging side to side, stretching your neck out. Turning your chin up and then down and then to the other side. And then rolling up. And let's come onto all fours. And placing our hands firmly on the ground as we come into some spinal stretches. Stretching one way, arching and rounding the other. Just finding your flow. I'm going to take the right arm in the air, weave it between the right or the left side, coming down onto the right side of your head gently. And pushing up. Planting the right hand, reaching the left arm up and weaving it between the right side. Spinning a stretch. Pushing up to all fours. Coming into downward facing dog. Just walking your dog out. Coming into a high push-up, lowering all the way to the ground. Coming into your version of cobra, and then back into down dog. Let's do that again. Coming into high push-up, maybe lowering all the way down. Coming into your version of cobra, and then into child's pose. Coming back into all fours or onto all fours, rooting the hands down. Just coming into hip circles, circling the hips around one way. Let those circles flow organically, however it feels right for you. Taking the hip circles the other way. And then changing directions once again. Coming back into center. Placing our right foot between our hands and just coming forward and back, stretching out the leg, the back hip. Just kind of finding your rhythm, your flow. Come forward and back. Just hinging back, coming onto the outside of the ball, the outside part of the foot. Placing the sole of the foot down, coming forward, Coming into a low lunge, and then step your back foot up, forward fold. Just finding your flow, or excuse me, your fold. And then inhaling, looking up, stepping back into high push-up, lowering all the way to the ground, coming back into your cobra, and then exhaling into downward facing dog. Dropping to your knees once again. Let's go into another version of our hip circles. So maybe changing them up a bit, maybe making them smaller. Or if they were small before, make them larger. Just kind of come into a little different rhythm with your body. Changing directions. And as we come back into center, we're going to take our left foot between our hands and coming forward and back. Stretching it out, stretching the hamstring and the hip. Just finding your flow. You can always use blocks here, if you have them. And as you lean back, take it to the outside of the foot. You can lift up the foot so the sole of the foot is to the side. You start to straighten that left leg as much as you can. Pulling that left hip back. And placing that foot down. Coming onto the ball of the back foot, stepping it up. Forward fold. Inhale, coming up. And then exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhaling, stepping back into down dog. Reach your right leg in the air. Step it up, coming into a high lunge. So finding your high lunge. Let's see if I can get this somewhere in between. On the ball of the back foot, arms are up. Nice. And taking our hands to heart center. Inhale, lift, and then finding our prayer twist. Inhale, place your hands on the floor. Take your back knee behind your front leg. Find a seat. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's once again twist it to the right. Coming back into center. Sweep that right leg behind us. Just finding a pigeon. We're just going to hold this pigeon for a moment. We're going to sit up nice and tall and just kind of let that left hip open a little bit. Coming into down dog. Lifting the left leg in the air. Bring the knee to the nose. Step it up. Coming into your lunge on this side. Finding your footing. Arms come up. And exhale your hands to heart center. Inhale, lift. And exhale, find that twist again on this side. Place your hands down. Just shimmy that back knee knee, the back leg, knee, behind the front foot. Sit up nice and tall and find that twist. Coming back into center, swing your left leg around. Find your pigeon, sitting upright for just a couple of breaths. Maybe finding a smile, finding your breath. Remembering any intention you had if your mind's wandering. So stationary poses that our mind kind of zips away, to kind of zip it back. Coming into down dog. Stepping the right foot up, coming into warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1 to Vira 2. Flip the palm, reverse. And then spine triangle. I'm going to use a block, gripping my block. Take it to the outside of my front foot. Plant my hand down as I come into my triangle. I always do that stick your butt out version to get into it. And taking that hand to the ground. Stepping your back foot up slightly as we find our pyramid. Once again, if you have blocks, you can make use of them. Take them to any length as you root your back foot down, folding over the front legs. Placing the blocks to the side if you have them. Stepping back into high push-up. And we're going to come into side plank. So you can drop your right knee down, or you can come high into Vashisthasana, side plank. I'm going to use the knee down version tonight. Just finding the pose. And coming back onto the floor, taking left hand onto the floor, stepping back into down dog or flow. Left foot steps up into warrior one. Arms sweep overhead. And then warrior two. To reverse. Reverse your warrior. Into our triangle. Got my half-eaten block here, but it works just as well. Yeah, I'll try the sticking my butt out version. So kind of stick your butt out. As you start to straighten that leg, you straighten up, finding the triangle. Finding the breath. Turning yourself towards the ground. Take a hold of the block if you have it. You can step your back foot up. Sitting up for our pyramid. And folding over our left leg. You might not need the block. You can even turn it lower if you have it higher. Trying to align our hips together. bend the front leg. Step it back into down dog or high push-up. Well, actually, you've got to do the other side of Vashisthasana. High push-up, dropping to your knee or coming high as you find your version of side plank. If you like to close your eyes, this is a nice time to close your eyes. Taking the hands to the floor, turning towards the floor as you step it back into down dog or flow. Let's take our right leg in the air. Let's come into pigeon again. Hold this pigeon a little longer. So sitting up nice and tall. And then if you want to fold forward, folding into your pigeon. And inhaling, coming up. And stepping back into our downward facing dog. Just noticing how one leg feels a little different than the other. And bringing our left knee in towards us. Placing that leg down in a pigeon-like position. You can always use your block to stick it under your bum if you need to lift up a little, or if you're lifted up and you want to be stabilized. And when you're ready, folding forward. Some people like to put the block for their forehead. I don't really like that. I feel like it jams my neck. So just finding what works for you. Even a pillow could be nice and soft, would be a softer version than the block. Place your head if that feels good. And coming up, coming back into down dog. Just walking it out a little bit. We're going to drop to our knees, cross our ankles, and come onto our back. So finding your back. Planting your feet on the ground. Reaching your arms long as you come into bridge pose. Angle your shoulders towards each other and interlace your fingers if that feels right. And just notice the rise and fall of your belly as you take breaths. Your eyes are closed, just feel into it. Ready, lowering down. We're going to do another bridge or a wheel. So picking your pose. You want to do a reclined version or a restorative version. You can always take that block underneath your head. That feels good for you tonight. And if you're in a more active version, holding for a few more breaths before lowering it down. If you're in the reclined version, maybe holding it a bit longer. When you're ready, flipping it out. Just draw your knees in towards your hips. Plant your left foot and just reach your right leg in the air. Point and flex. Rotate the ankle one way and then the other. And extend your left leg long. If it feels right, just bring yourself up to meet and greet your leg. Lowering down. Bring that knee in towards your chest. Bend the right leg and just draw it in. And come into happy baby. It feels good. Just extend that leg out. Bring it back in. Take the knee to the chest. Extend the leg long. And bring your left leg in. Extend it up. Rotate the ankle, point and flex. Just kind of maneuver the foot one way and then the other. It feels right. Reach up, meet and greet the leg. Bend the leg. Bring it in. Try to take the knee towards your shoulder. Kind of giving it a little stretch. This pose is considered to be a good one if you're gassy. It's perfect if you're watching this by yourself. Take it into happy baby. So take the bottom of the foot. And then if it feels good, you can kind of reach that leg out. Just kind of extend it out. And bring that leg in, and then bring the other leg in. And just let your legs come over to the right, coming into a little twist. Just holding here for a few breaths. And with care, bringing it back into center. And just position your hips so that they're even. Place your feet on the floor and your hands on your belly. Just settle your body for a moment before we switch to the other side. And on your exhale, bring those knees in. Scoot the hips over to the right. Take a breath in and then drop your knees over to the left on the exhalation. Your next exhale. Finding the breath. Got some some noises in the room. We got the dishwasher going. We got the dog. Coming back into center. Place your feet down. Regroup with the hips. Just take a moment. Maybe you have some noises going on in your house. So we're going to find our Shavasana. So coming into your Shavasana, if you want to place your legs up against a wall, you want to do like a reclined version of legs up the wall, you can do that. If your body wants shoulder stand or an inversion first, feel free to do that. So finding either rest pose or pose before rest over the next couple of breaths. You have a light on, you can turn the light off. It's always nice to have it off. If you have an eye pillow, you can grab your eye pillow. Or if it's cold in your house, you can grab a blanket. It's just making yourself comfortable as you go into Shavasana. If you're in an inversion, start to transition out. If you're in headstand, you can try child's pose for a few breaths before Shavasana. Or fish if you did shoulder stand. Start to wind down. Allowing your body to find the earth. Earth to find your body as you recline into this pose of rest. Maybe you've had an active day and you're just going to allow yourself to be for a few breaths before transitioning on to the next thing. You're ready, drawing your knees in towards your chest. Rock to one side and sit up. Or if you're like me, you just like to rock up to seated. So we're going to draw our hands to heart center. Give homage to all the plants. The plants as medicine. The plants as food. Spices. Or ornamentals. And tonight we're going to give homage to mugwort, the stream plant that also supports acupuncture. And I find it to be a very tasty tea, so let's give honor to it in all its forms as we close with a namaste. Namaste. Thanks for coming. See you tomorrow.